Guys, we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. A map shows 19 states where C19 is rising before Thanksgiving. So we're gonna see what's going on with this one here. We also have more breaking news coming out. Airlines cancel flights after military activity warning for Venezuela. So Turkey just canceled their flight to Venezuela, and it seems like there's a lot more countries out there that is following the same path as Turkey. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. If you guys can, please pray for me. I'm not feeling great. I feel kind of weak. And it feels like C19 stuff. I just feel like right now my body's aching. So last night I was with the runny nose, and now I have the body aching. And I have to go see my family for Thanksgiving. All this is happening, and Thanksgiving is around the corner. All right. So we're going to start with this one here. 6 airlines have stopped flights to Venezuela. An aviation body has said after the U.S. issued a warning about the worsening security situation and heightened military activity around the South American nation. Spanish flag carrier Iberia, Portugal, TAP Airline, Colombia-based Avianca, Chile, Latam, Brazil, GOL, and Trinidad and Tobago Caribbean Airlines suspended flights to Venezuela on Saturday, said Maricela de Loza, the head of the Venezuelan Airlines Association, according to reports attributed to the AFP News. But today, we got some more breaking news coming out. Turkey also canceled flight. Oh, and by the way, I did post a video, maybe this next one after this, but the U.S. are planning on dropping leaflets, instruction to citizens out there in Venezuela. So it seems like we're about to see something hit the fan pretty soon. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration on Friday warned airlines of a potentially hazardous situation when flying over Venezuela, urging air crews to exercise caution when traveling in the area. Aircraft could be at risk when in the air, arriving or departing from the country, as well as when on the ground, the FAA said. You know, this holiday season has been really, I wouldn't say stressful, but it's like you don't feel it. It's just too much things going on in this world. So it says here the U.S. forces in the Southern Caribbean have ballooned as the U.S. president and his administration has forged ahead with a strike campaign on allegedly, give me a second here, guys. I truly apologize, guys. Give me 1 second. I forgot to get something really quick here. Give me 1 second here, guys. Okay, guys, I truly apologize. I had to get my phone really quick. I'm in the studio room, so my family should be coming home pretty soon, and the door's locked, so they usually call me to unlock the door and stuff like that. But I truly apologize about that. So U.S. forces in the Southern Caribbean have ballooned as the U.S. commander and his administration have forged ahead with a strike campaign on alleged drug vessel it says were ferrying the gangs from South America up to the U.S. At least 83 have been taken out in a strike since early September, according to the administration own numbers. The intensive military buildup parallel to the strike is increasingly seen as a way to pressurized and possibly to topple Venezuela authoritarian social, leader Nicolas. The U.S., which doesn't recognize Nicolas as the winner of the country 2024, has accused him of heading the gang operation, which he denies. Now, Washington has offered a $50 million reward for information leading to Nicolas' arrest. The world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Ford, arrived in the Caribbean Sea earlier this month. With its additional warship, thousands of personnel, and extra stealth aircraft, Maduro has repeatedly appealed for peace and has said he would hold face-to-face talks with the U.S. All right. But again, tensions are still rising out there. Donald's plan for Venezuela remains unclear, and the president has not ruled out sending troops into the country. So what do we know? It says here flight tracking data shows flights operated by multiple agencies, main international airport, were canceled as of Saturday and Sunday. The Federal Aviation Administration notice to airmen applies to Maiquetía area and said U.S. Airlines must give the agency at least 72 hours notice of planned flights. The U.S. stopped all direct cargo and passenger flights to Venezuela in 2019, but aircrafts can still fly over the country towards other destinations. The TAP Air Portugal told Reuters it had canceled its scheduled flights for Saturday and the next Tuesday after the Federal Aviation Administration warning, now which indicates that safety conditions in Venezuelan airspace are not guaranteed. A spokesperson for Iberia told Newsweek the airline had decided to cancel its operation in Venezuela on Saturday afternoon and was assessing the situation to decide when to resume flights to South American country. Now, the first impacted Iberia flight was scheduled for Monday. The Federal Aviation Administration says that interference with satellites navigation system around Maiquetía has increased since September, as well as activity associated with increasing Venezuela military readiness. Now, pilots and ground crew need accurate navigation data to make sure that the aircraft land, take off, fly, and communicate safely. Equipment that jams or confuses navigation system can affect planes at a distance of up to 250 nautical miles, or roughly 290 miles, according to the Federal Aviation Administration. Now, the Gov agency says Venezuela has not indicated it will target civilian flights, but Caracas has advanced fighter aircraft and multiple equipment systems capable of reaching or exceeding civil aircraft operating altitudes. Now, there is also a risk to civilian aircraft from manned portable air defense system and artillery, the FAA said on Friday. Venezuela has carried out military exercises in recent weeks and mobilized roughly 200,000 citizens. The White House may launch fresh operation against Caracas in the next few days, Reuters reported on Saturday, citing 4 anonymous U.S. officials. It is not immediately apparent what these operations could be or when they could take place. So what people are saying? Well, GOP Representative Carlos of Florida, said in a post on X on Saturday, no more flights to Venezuela. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration said on Friday it was issuing a warning for aircraft flying around Venezuela because of the potentially hazardous situation. And that's where we are with that news. Now we're gonna go with the next one. Multiple states, and it seems like Florida might be in that list because I'm catching something here, guys, and it feels like it's not a flu. You could tell the difference between a flu and a C19. You could tell the difference. All right, so it says here, while the warning posed by C19 remains relatively low nationwide, the agency, the CD, you know who, estimates that infections are growing and likely growing in 19 U.S. states across the nation. As of November 18, with a little over a week to go before celebrating Thanksgiving on November 27, the C19 cases were increasing or are likely to in Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Vermont, and West Virginia. Woo! Okay, so Florida's not in there. But here's the problem. Everybody's coming to Florida because of nice temperature and everything. But, man. And I do have my family that works, like, in the medical field. And, you know, I got some close relative that works in a nursing home. So that could also be, like, the spreading. So it says here, enforce other states. They were declining or likely to decline in California. California? I thought that would be the big one. Hawaii, Maine, and Washington. In 22 states, the number of infections was not changing. These numbers were based on data from incident emergency departments. Visits across the country. It is important to note that even in the states where C19 infections were growing, the weekly percentage of ED visit diagnosed with pestilence was very low. According to the CD, and in Indiana, Mississippi, and West Virginia, it was low. All right, so I guess the one with the red is the big one. All right, New Mexico is big. Colorado, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Indiana, Michigan, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. All right, so those are like the big ones. C19 trends by state as of November 18, 2025. Once again, make sure you give this video a like. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you share the video. C19 is no longer the warning to public. It used to be when the pestilence broke out in late 2019 or early 2020. Here's the thing. It wasn't even that big. They just put, again, they put too much fear. I mean, it just, I mean, I can understand my condolences and prayers to the families and friends that lost their loved ones, but the percentage of those passing was really low. It's just those that had weak immune system or elderlies. But other than that, it wasn't, I wouldn't say like the you know, that type of stuff, the plague. I mean, it wasn't like that, or the Spanish flu 1919. According to the agency, 49.7% of the sleeping giant population have been fully juiced up. Man. Okay. Has been fully juiced up as of August 2021, with 57.9% having received at least one dose. USA Facts report that as of this year, 70% of the sleeping giant population are considered fully juiced up. My goodness, 70%? The pestilence left a mark on the country, not only because of widespread lockdown, while most people with C19 had certain, you know what, many became severely, others developed so-called long CV. As of June 1st, 2024, nearly 1.2 million have passed of the C19 and the sleeping giant, according to the agency. 1.2 million? That's a big number. That is a big number. Is that in total? Again, that's a big number there. That's again, I never seen that number like that. While the warning is not as urgent as it used to be, there are still people getting impacted with C19 across the sleeping giant, with infections rising during the summer. An occasion like Thanksgiving, when big groups of people spend a long time in confined spaces, represents a chance for the pestilence to spread. What to know? As of September 27, 2025, the country's test positivity, the percentage of total reported tests that are positive was 6.7% based on the CD data. The higher rate this year was reported in late August when it peaked to 11.7%, and in the same week, only 0.7% of ER visits were diagnosed as C19, and 1.2%, 100,000 people were hospitalized with the pestilence. Good gosh, look at all them signs. Man, they're trying to get everybody in that. Free test, free remedy, free. Man. All right, guys. It seems like this is all of it here. But again, it's the time of the season. That's what it is. Change of weather and stuff like that. Now I should be feeling a little better, but it's just, it's just the feeling. I felt, all morning, all day, even making videos, I felt a little weak. But again, if you can, pray for me. And it's not running nose. It just feel different. All right, but last time I felt something like this, well, it was back in, I think it was 2021. But again, it does come, and just have to, stay in bed resting and yeah, let the body do its job. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will keep you updated with nation against nation and pestilence in various places. Stay safe. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.